The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Randall Cobb was a guest on the Bussin with the Boys podcast, and he covered everything from Aaron Rodgers' injury to the team being screwed with Zach Wilson, and also explained why he's optimistic for the 2024 New York Jets. We will react to what Cobb said and talk all about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season.
Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
The New York Jets.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jets fans. Happy Monday, everybody. Hit the like button. Big thank you to everyone who listened to any of the 3 radio shows I did over the weekend. But I am right back at it again this evening. Mad Dog Sports Radio, 10 p.m. start time Eastern until 1 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully, the Mavericks extend the series so I don't have to do a post-game show talking about the Celtics winning an NBA championship later. But check it out, Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM, Channel 82. Before we dive in to some of the comments that were made on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast by former Jets wide receiver Randall Cobb, I did want to point this out. You guys want to see a dead body? Alan wrote in before the show started, 11,185 for 1952 and 99, and you don't pull the trigger equals effing blasphemy. Alan, of course, commenting on the deal the Jets had from the Rams to move back and pick up a second and a third and move back to 19. Boomtown writes in, you would have taken that, Alan, just months removed from saying the Jets should have tanked for Alt or Fashanu. Then they get one of them, and you scream they should have traded out and not taken him. Folks, this is what we call ownage from one commenter to another. Shout out to Boomtown for keeping the receipts and for putting Alan in his rightful place. Alan, we will see you later.
At the beach laughing my ass off. All I have to say is lose out. Clean fucking house and draft Joe Alt. Merry Christmas to all the solid truthers.
Love it. What a way to start. All right, let's get into some of the comments now that were made by Randall Cobb. So I broke this down into 4 different clips I wanted to play and comment on. The first one was the one that I think was going the most viral over the weekend. This was Randall Cobb explaining what exactly happened from the second Aaron Rodgers went down on the 4th play of the season. You know, it's interesting. Randall Cobb basically had the same mentality that Neil had to me sitting at MetLife. That's a sprained ankle. I'll be back for the second half. So there you go from Randall Cobb there. No surprise. Those two are close. Aaron Rodgers is the godfather to one of Randall Cobb's children. To put it in perspective, you knew that if you watched Hard Knocks last summer. Here's more from Randall Cobb. This is, to me, a very interesting clip, right? So much had been made of Aaron trying to come back and play at the end of last season. And if you watched my interview with CJ Mosley on this show, CJ Mosley told you that the way Aaron was playing at practice in December, he couldn't believe what he was watching. When Rodgers, months removed from the Achilles injury, playing on the scout team, was quote-unquote carving up the first team defense. Here's Randall Cobb confirming what multiple Jets players have now said, that if the Jets were actually alive, Aaron Rodgers was coming back at the end of last season. I mean, what more do you need to hear, folks? That's why, for those who talk about Aaron Rodgers, like, he's off this injury, he's going to suck. I say, you really believe that? You really believe a guy that's one of the all-time greats that has an arm that still is as good as any in the league, is as smart as any quarterback in the league, despite what morons like Colin Cowherd might say? You really think that that guy's not going to still be a top half of the league quarterback? I'm not sitting here telling you Aaron Rodgers is going to win an MVP in 2024. Although if he does, sign me up for that. But I am here to tell you that if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, he is going to be an above average quarterback. And that might be all this team needs to go from 7-10 to playoffs, 7-10 to AFC East champions. And Cobb's just confirming what CJ Mosley said on the show, what Thomas Morstead said on the show. When I FaceTimed with Joe Tippmann, thanks to Neil running into him on vacation, what he told me on FaceTime. Aaron's locked in, man. That's why the fake reaction, the nonsense last week about him missing 2 practices without pads on in June is so ridiculous. This guy is as committed to playing for the Jets as anyone's been. If he wasn't, why was he trying to come back last year, as you just heard Cobb talk about? 2 more from Randall Cobb. I think these are the cuts that will excite the Jet fan for next season. This was Randall Cobb. This was at the beginning of the interview, talking about just how damn good the New York Jets defense is. And we got robbed of it. But I think the part he says at the beginning there, it's the best defense he's ever played with. Randall Cobb's been in the league for a long time. He's telling you how good that Jet defense is, and there's no reason for this defense to not still be one of the better defenses in the league. They should play with more leads this year, which helps your pass rush. They're going to allow Sauce Gardner to shadow a lot more and travel. That should help lead to more turnovers. They improved going from Huff to Reddick, and yes, Reddick wants a new deal. That will sort itself out eventually. Jermaine Johnson's now going into year 3. Will McDonald should take a step in year 2. Quincy Williams and CJ Mosley are an elite linebacker duo. This defense, we can go on and on raving about it. Cobb telling you it's the best defense he's seen tells you all you need to know. And I'll remind everyone, the only time in Aaron Rodgers' career he had a top 5 defense in the league, he won the Super Bowl. It is still a team sport. The prerequisite is you need a quarterback or you're cooked. We also need a team. And in Aaron Rodgers' career with the Packers, they allowed 35-plus points on average in NFC Championship games. Aaron Rodgers, in his career with the Packers, had playoff games where his team, the Green Bay Packers, gave up 37 points in a loss in 2019, 44 points in a loss in 2016, 45 points in a loss in 2012, 37 points in a loss in 2011, 51 points in a loss in 2009. 35 points per game allowed in NFC title games. Aaron Rodgers' career playoff numbers, 45 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 100 quarterback rating, nearly 6,000 yards thrown. He's never had a defense this good. And Cobb's telling you that. He's right. You pray they stay healthy, because the one thing the Jets have had these last 2 years is they have been, for the most part, very healthy on that side of the ball. It's been the offense that's been decimated. Hopefully, knock on wood, this defense could stay healthy. Not everyone can be healthy, but your star players hopefully are out there, and they are healthy. One more from Cobb. Here's Randall Cobb explaining why he's optimistic for the Jets in 2024. I'd keep Aaron healthy. And they're at least not in automatic we're effed mode if there is an injury at quarterback, because Tyrod Taylor could play. He's a pro. If they had Tyrod last year, they would have won enough games where Aaron actually could have attempted the comeback. But instead, we got Zach Wilson shoved down our throats with Tim Boyle mixed in. And then Trevor Siemian to round it out. This team is stacked, man. They just need to get some injury luck. There's no excuse. This team needs to be in the playoffs, the bare minimum, and I want to win the division. And if you look at the latest odds for the division, the Jets have now leapfrogged the Dolphins for the second highest odds to win the AFC East. I bet you by week 1, it's a lot closer between the Jets and the Bills. So I put my bet in on Jets to win the AFC East months ago when they had the 3rd highest odds. But it's time to win, folks. Winning a Super Bowl is hard, so I can't sit here and say it's Super Bowl or bust, but this team's got to go on a run this year. Win the division in the regular season, win at least a playoff game, and we'll take our chances. But those comments from Cobb tell you all you need to know about Rodgers' commitment and just how close he truly was to coming back at the end of last year. And also the fact that if there is a silver lining from the Rodgers injury, and there really isn't because it's a nightmare and we'll have PTSD from that for the rest of our lives, it happened week 1, and this guy is all the way back. He's had a full offseason to rehab and recover as normal. And when the Jets report for training camp on July 23rd, and they hit the field for the first practice on July 24th, Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. This team will be ready to go. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in right now. Up to 74 likes. We'll open it up to some of your calls on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline as well. And an update for channel members. 67 more members are needed until we reach the 34th emoji that we can add for the Asmaniacs. Reminder, this Thursday, 7 p.m., Hicksville, Long Island. I'm doing a meet and greet thanks to NewYorkInjurySolutions.com. Come hang out with me. We'll do pictures. We'll hang out, enjoy some food. Not gas station pizza. Sorry, Gary. There'll be 3 food trucks. There'll be a bar. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll be raising some money for a charity very close to me. So we will have some information on that later this week. So it's free to attend, but please be willing to make a charitable donation if you're going to come by and hang out. It's all presented by NYInjurySolutions.com. So I'll see you guys on Long Island later this week. All right. Before we open it up to your comments, your questions, your super chats, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new anthem that we're about to play. I think it's a rap. I think it's part song. If you've been following the show the last couple of weeks, we have had about 6 different tracks that have been aired on this channel. Raps, rock songs, you name it, we've had it. But this right here, from Charles Gorman featuring Nick Shine, is perhaps the greatest music video that has ever been put together. So without further ado, we present I'm Charles.
There's been a lot of you out there asking about who he be. Well, he's about to let you know.
He's Charles.
This rap is so hot, you'll play it on a loop. You'll never get the recipe for chicken noodle soup. Soup or a spider or even a bat, got nothing on me or Bobby with his hat. Lady's gotta be a 10 if I'm gonna date her. Shout out to my homie, his name is Gator. I'm Charles.
To all you other guys trying to rap on Jake's show, got nothing on this guy and his flow.
He's Charles.
These bars be so hot, I'll get invited on Fallon. You know who won't? That hater, Alan. My comic book and movie takes are so hot and wild. Since my last verse, Johnny had another child. My YouTube is blowing up and I'm becoming a star. Like takes are fresh like the clothes on VR. I'm Charles.
Jets, Yankees, comics, hip-hop, nobody compares when it comes to him.
He's Charles.
I see everyone on Jake's show trying to prop bars. I'm the only one jumping over cars. Blowski calls the show and he's always really loud. Shout out to Nick, you know he'd be proud. I don't like Zach or his family, they're Mormon. First name Charles, last name Gorman. I'm Charles, motherfucker.
You just witnessed the debut of a proud New York Jet fan and a Jake Asman production. Brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I'm Charles.
Tremendous, absolutely tremendous. And joining us right now is the co-producer of the song, the great Nick Shine, proud NYJ. What's up, man?
Thank you. I mean, this started out with me messaging you. I was going to have him do just jumping over a car. after your short came out, we're talking about Will McDonald, and then everyone started dropping videos and freestyles, and I'm like, oh wait, if I'm getting together, it's just snowballed downhill. I reached out to Gator and I pitched him my idea, and he's laughing hysterically on the phone, and he said to me, if you get him on board with this, I promise you it will jump to number 1 on my list of projects. And me and Charles got together on Saturday. It was so much fun. You could see some of the clips in the video. Every crazy idea that I had, Charles was like, let's do it. He didn't reject anything. He was a pleasure to work with. It was awesome to see another side of him. And I'm glad the feedback has been tremendous. The internet is a place that, everyone hates on something. You don't find anything that people unanimously accept. And so far, the feedback has been fantastic. Even Alan liked it. Last night and thought it was good. So if you're getting someone like Alan to agree on something, it was a great project, man. And thank you. It all started because of your show.
Nick, you killed it. Shout out to Gator for editing it. I know you had a team of writers that helped you put together the rap together too, right?
Yes. Mr. Bonesy helped out. VR helped out. And Charles threw in a little bit of his own. I'm Charles, motherfucker. He did that on his own. I was like, my son looked at me. I was like, leave it. It's perfect. I love it. It was just an absolute pleasure. And it was tremendous. So I hope everyone enjoys it. That's yours to share whenever you want. And I got to head in. It's my first day of work. And have a great day, everyone. And check out, if you don't mind, go subscribe to my channel, Proud MYJ Fan. We'll have a lot more fun stuff coming out. And I don't know if anything will ever match this, but the brain trust will be in work.
I love it. Nick, excellent job, man. Great work, dude.
Thanks, buddy. We'll talk soon.
Nick Scheid, check it out. I love it. He sent it to me, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to play this. Shout out to the Asmaniacs, man. And shout out to Charles Gorman. Love to see that side of Charles. I think him and Nick wearing the matching shirts is my favorite part of the music video there. Just tremendous. Hit the like button. Use that Charles Gorman emoji if you're an Asmaniac. Love to see it. Speaking of Asmaniacs, we got some super chats to get into, but this is big. Ladies and gentlemen, Dre Correa, our guy Dre, sound the alarms. 10 channel memberships have been gifted. If you hear your name called, you are an Asmaniac. We're 24 away from another membership emoji. Peter, Pat Rich, John, M. Valletta, Dave Briga, Shane Daniels, Bobblenik, Darren McCollum, William Sprague. You guys are all channel members. K. Brock, the Jet fan. You're a channel member. Boom. Love it. Love it. Comments, questions, super chats. Let's get caught up on some super chats. Tyrone starts us off. Good morning, Jets family. A new week of great Jets talk. Thank you, Jake, for all you do. Go Jets. Tyrone, you're the man. Appreciate you calling my 98.7 show yesterday. Let's go Jets, baby. What, 36 days till training camp? Who knows where this show is going to be headed these next 36 days without a whole lot going on. The big fella with a super chat. Do you think we should sign Simeon and McGovern? Thanks. I had no issue with Trevor Simeon being brought in as the third quarterback. He knows the offense. You won games with him last year. So, I don't know. It seems like that ship has sailed. Austin Peavy, I think is the guy's name, who got all the third team reps and got second team reps with Rodgers not there last week and Tyrod being elevated. He apparently played pretty well. I mean, I would take Simeon back as a camp arm. Sure, if he wants to. Why not? As far as McGovern, I would sign him. I still think there's a possibility they do sign him. He signed very late last year, if you remember, too. Bang Mateo checks in. Reddick is not playing for $14 million. We have a problem. Do we actually have a problem, Bang, or are you looking for a problem? Because it's still June 17th. What I think ends up happening is the Jets give him a Band-Aid contract. They give him more guaranteed money, and they give him incentives to make more money. Hassan Reddick is not skipping regular season games. He's just not. He needs to play to get paid. So I'm not concerned. Somehow you will be, though, I'm sure. Hennessy checks in. Offense was the problem. We added 5 starters. And you added quality players. John Simpson is an upgrade over Laken Tomlinson. We all agree? Tyron Smith is a major upgrade over either Dwayne Brown or Mekhi Becton. Morgan Moses is a major upgrade over Mekhi Becton. We all agree? Joe Tippmann, starting in year 2, is a major upgrade over Connor McGovern, who started at center for half the season last year. We all agree? AVT is at his best when he plays guard. We all agree? That's just the offensive line I went through. Mike Williams, better than Alan Lazard or any receiver this team had last year besides Garrett. We all agree? Malachi Corley, potentially better than basically every receiver this team had last year besides Garrett Wilson. We all agree? The 3 tight ends the Jets have, we all agree they're solid with Aaron back. Their backup quarterback, we all agree, is better than anything by far they had in that quarterback room. We all agree? Like, it's not just they added pieces. They added legitimate pieces. They've had a very good offseason on that side of the ball. Now they have to win. That's the bottom line. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who I believe is celebrating a birthday today. Neil joins us now. Hello, Neil.
What's up, Jake?
Is it your birthday, Neil?
Yeah. I don't like celebrating birthdays. Once you go over 60, you want to turn the clock back, not forward.
Well, happy birthday, Neil.
Thank you. I had a great Father's Day. Played golf with the boys. Grandkids all over the place, playing on their toys and everything. I left them all to see my father-in-law for 91 years, still hanging on. Great day yesterday. Great weather in New York. Jake, come on. What weather we've had the last couple of weeks, right?
Oh, it's been tremendous. Honestly,
you don't miss Houston weather when you're over here.
Not right now. That's part of the reason why I waited till April to move back. I'm like, I'm not moving back in the winter. And I mean, it worked out well. I came back, I got to enjoy a Knick playoff run, and now here we are with great weather for the summer.
Well, let me tell you, Randall Cobb, it's just when you listen to this stuff, nobody realizes. I mean, when you really think about it, unless you've watched a lot of Aaron Rodgers, like comebacks and wins, and you've seen what this guy has done over his career, we really don't appreciate it because all we've seen in the last 20 years is shit quarterback play. When we see what he really can do and what he could do for our offense with the weaponry we have, and that offensive line is going to block like crazy for him. You know, one thing you got to realize, if this guy's in the huddle and, you know, God forbid he gives up, we give up a sack or the offensive line is lacking a little bit. When he gets in the line and looks in these guys' eyes and say, listen, guys, block the goddamn guy in front of you. These guys are going to block until their hair, like their lives depend on it. That's what used to happen to Joe Namath. He used to come out and he was always one hit away from wobbling off the field for another lost season every year. And these guys blocked for him like their lives depended on it. And that's the attitude that everybody's going to have on the offensive side of the ball when he goes on that field. We do not want him to be injured. I do not believe he's going to be injured. The guy was an Iron Man before last year. That's why Cobb even said it. Like it was like surreal to even think about him not coming back onto the field again when that injury happened. I was really convinced he was going to come back like everybody else was, Jake. Nobody really thought he was going to be out for the season.
No, you were the only one that thought that he was coming back.
You really thought, I mean.
Yes, the stadium. You don't remember the stadium? It was dead. It was quiet. Everyone was like, you couldn't believe it. It was insane.
Look, as much as that happened, that's just going to add to this pomp and circumstance when we finally do it. And the beer flows and we just put our hands up to the sky and say, thank you, God. This is finally it. This is our Super Bowl. We will be in New Orleans celebrating up and down the streets and hitting every bar in creation and just being one drunk crew. And we all deserve it. We all deserve a Super Bowl. It's time. Enough of this shit. This is the time for us. This team is going to score points. We're going to be excited every week. We're going to be in every game, and it's going to start week 1 when we give a spanking to the 49ers and start the roll. That is what I'm waiting for. It's going to be epic. And, you know, I just want Gator. I don't know if Gator's listening or whoever. I know Gator is the master, okay? But there's a song I've listened to quite a bit. It's a Pearl Jam song, One Day We'll Go All the Way. And I want Gator to take that song and make it into a Jets song instead of a Chicago song. And finally, they won a World Series after, 109 years? And when Eddie Vedder sings that song, it basically puts chills up my spine because I know one day we're going to go all the way also, and it's going to be this year.
I love it.
And I am so pumped. And we're going to have started off Thursday with your kickoff party. We're going to take it all the way into the preseason, all the way to opening day. And let me tell you something. 2 wins and home Thursday night to put a spanking on the Patriots. Do you know what that tailgate's going to be like with a 2-0 season going into week 3 on a Thursday night? Holy shit. The stadium is going to be blow up like it's going to be incredible. I just can't believe it. It's getting close.
Neil, are you ready to sign some cigars on Thursday? I'm told by some Asmaniacs they're bringing custom cigars for you to autograph.
I'll sign anything. I would sign. What the hell are you talking about? You're the star. I'm just a little background music for you. That's all it is. It's you, Jake.
I can't wait, Neil. Happy birthday.
This is your show, man. This is it. And I'm glad to have met some great people on the show. I plan on hoping to meet a couple more great people Thursday. You got a great cause there going. So we'll now the blackjack is going to be a blackjack table there, right,
yeah,
Jake?
I had to confirm from my guy Jeff Roush, but that is the plan. Last I checked, there was a blackjack table that should be there.
All right, if it's there, maybe Peter's wife, my wife, they like to play blackjack, so maybe they'll come. If not,
well, Peter's got to be careful. We don't want him to lose any more money after his $500 super chat.
He has to make it back. That's the idea. He has to get his money back for that debacle. I could just see him putting that 49-9. That's something I would do. I mean, that happens. That's what happens when we get we just forget a little bit, add a little this, add a little that. That happens quite a bit. But certainly Cobb's comments just got me totally juiced. And this is a guy who knows what's happening. He's on the field. He sees the practices. He sees how good our defense is. He knows the talent we have. And, you can't help but be super, super pumped up.
Let's go, baby.
I'm so
it's
pumped
Neil's
up.
birthday. We're fired up. Neil, I will see you on Thursday. Happy birthday.
I
can't believe you cut me off, Jake.
Blast off. Yeah. Amazing. Happy birthday, Neil. Everyone smash the Neil emoji in the chat. Show your love for one of the OGs of this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, while Neil was giving us his birthday wish list of a 17-0 Jet season, William Sprague decided, I'm going to make it rain. 5 memberships, another 5 memberships, 10 memberships. Holy William Sprague. Do you believe it? William is approaching Mike D's Nuts territory as far as getting a custom Sprague drop video. Until then, though, we simply say, thank you, William.
Money, 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 money.
William Sprague making it rain. Let's get the list of memberships from William. Here we go. The first 5 names that I see according to YouTube. Spin to Ben, Ron G, Daniel Yanez, Lee Van, Ron P. You guys are all channel members. Another 5. Ray Danger, D Brown, Zalix, Eric Rivera, Stacks Diff Timing. Consider paying it forward. You can get memberships for as little as $5. William Sprague, another 10 right here. Brandon L. Francesco Pecacoro, Drew Balcom, TriStar Jet, J-Man Hop, Andrew Calderon, Dyke Tyson, Carl Johnson, Mr. K, Brandon Batch. You guys are all officially channel members. Love it, love it, love it. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Today's Jake Asman Show is being presented by my friends at The Perfect Jean.
Trust me, you'll never go back to your Levi's after you try these. The Perfect Jean is known for its unique denim fabric that stretches for comfort when you're on the go.
I want to feel comfortable in my jeans. The Perfect Jean provides a size for everyone.
You can literally choose the color, style, and size. It doesn't get any easier than buying these jeans.
Do yourself a favor and stop wasting money on jeans that you'll stop wearing after one wash. Get The Perfect Jean.
If you want comfortable jeans, comfortable clothing, Perfect Jean is the jean for you. Promo code Asman15 at checkout. When you go to their website, it's linked in the description for this video. theperfectjean.nyc/Asman15. Go to the Perfect Jean website. Just Google the Perfect Jean and then click on the website. Easiest way to go. Use that promo code Asman15. Some of you definitely could use some new pairs of jeans, so you might as well get the best jeans out there. The Perfect Jean, Asman15 at checkout. Shout out to the Perfect Jean for being a part of our show. All right, back to your calls, back to your super chats, back to whatever else is going to go down today. The big fellow writes in, Charles is going to need security from the hose after that video. Bars, Gorman, and Drake collab in the future. Yikes. Maybe. I could see it. The Charles Gorman, folks. John Pertucci's been an Asmaniac for 3 months. I apologize. The soundboard is cooked today. I don't know what happened here. It is insane how many first-round picks are on this D-line. If the offense averages 24 points a game, we might only lose 2 to 3 games. LFG, we are due. If any franchise in the NFL is due for a fun season, like what the Lions just had, it's us. We've been through hell as Jet fans. Hell. And we're still just as passionate and loyal as ever. This fan base deserves more than any fan base in the city right now. The Knicks have had a run. The Yankees have been good. The Mets were in the World Series in 2015. The Islanders were in back-to-back conference finals. The Rangers are in the mix every year. The Jets have the longest playoff drought in sports. If there's any fan base in New York City that deserves a fun season, I'm not even saying the Super Bowl, but a fun year, it's this fan base. TB says, I think Cobb would make a good assistant coach. If he wants to be a wide receivers coach, I'd sign him today. Mike writes in, Mike, shout out to you for calling the ESPN New York show yesterday, my man. Purple Belt Mike. We got to get Mike to change his YouTube name to Purple Belt Mike so people know that's who it is. Is Zach the worst quarterback ever drafted by the Jets? Here's how I explain Zach Wilson's historical significance. He's the worst quarterback they've ever drafted that has ever played the amount of games he's played. Christian Hackenberg is objectively a worse quarterback. He never played a game in the regular season. He was that bad. Bryce Petty is a worse quarterback than Zach Wilson. But out of the guys who played 3 seasons in the NFL, 34 career starts, I think Zach finished with. He's the worst quarterback that's ever played for this franchise. We're not counting Luke Falk or Petty or Hackenberg, like guys I mentioned, or Tebow. As far as a guy who played, the amount of games he has played, he's the worst, in my opinion. Michael writes in, speaking of the Islanders, AR is going to be so motivated to prove all the non-believers and haters wrong. Super Bowl bound. From your lips to God's ears, Michael. Please. Sign me up for that. All right, more of your calls right now. Comments, questions, super chats will, in fact, cut the line, ladies and gentlemen. Time to wrap.
The only thing better than Alden shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Bonesy. Oh, we can't hear you, Bones. Are you on mute? Nothing. Call us back. I don't know what's happening. We'll come back to you. Ladies and gentlemen, while we wait for Mr. Bones, we go to B-Mac, who's up next. What's up, B-Mac?
Hey, Jake. Good Monday morning to you. I got a rant because I'm just so sick and tired of this burnout proportion, and Rodgers didn't show up to mandatory meeting camp for 2 days, and this morning Paul Boy's Green dad Parsenio was on there bitching and moaning about him not showing up and being a bad leader. And
we're upset at Boy Green's dad now. B-Mac, I'm telling you, man. I don't think you should let Boy Green's dad's opinion on Aaron Rodgers rile you up.
Yeah, it's just these people on these random shows saying that Rodgers is not focused on football and he's not a leader because he missed 2 stupid days of mandatory minicamp. We talk about mandatory minicamp, all right? Two meaningless days, and it's just so annoying. And again, we knew this was coming. You know what I mean? That's why I kind of wanted him there so it can save this media firestorm. But you know, at the end of the day, no, Rodgers is gonna be there when it counts. You know what I mean? And that's what, you know. And guess what? You know, if his teammates don't have a problem with it, then there's nothing that we should be talking that we should be talking about. The reason that we're talking about it because it's a slow news day, and you know people need some. You know, people are just desperate.
Yeah, look, I mean, we've covered it extensively the last week. We knew the reaction would be what it was. I'm just not going to take the bait, and neither should you, B-Mac. All right, you should sit back, enjoy that new episode of Law and Order that's about to start behind you, and it's all good.
Yeah. Jake. Watch Special Victims Unit, man. You know what I mean? It's one of the best. You know, this is my favorite version. You know, I mean, I know there's a couple of versions of Law and Order, but and yes, Alan, you get to see Mariska, so you know, be happy and celebrate. So,
B-Mac, enjoy your Monday.
I will.
All right, thank you. Oh, tremendous. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the live. Best members in sports. I just did an update, by the way. I think I said the wrong membership number by mistake. For those asking about a new channel emoji, including the 30 we got this show, we're 38 members away from a 34th emoji. What should our 34th emoji be? The audience came up with the concept of the 4% emoji for the female demographic, the pink jet logo. So what should we do next? That's the question for the audience to decide. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can hear Mr. Bonesy now. Hello, Bones.
You got me?
Yes.
All right. What's up, buddy? Hey, man, look. After watching Nick's, you know, Charles Gorman, it's Charles. I don't want to take any credit. I gave like 2 bars. That was all Nick. That was all his plan coming to fruition. He told me kind of his plan and what he was doing, and to watch him and Gator work together, and every time you watch it, you find something funnier. You know, like when he's lifting, Nick can't lift the dumbbells, and then Charles just comes over and fucking horses it. And then, you know, and then it looks like a P. Diddy and the Fam old school video with the 2 Hawaiian shirts. I don't know, man. It was really funny. And shout out to Gator too, behind the scenes, always working his magic, making everything so much better, you know. So
let me shout out Gator too, because for those who saw the video, we dropped it last night. We dropped our first best of the Jake Asman show. So basically the best highlights from the last week of the show. I can't promise we'll have that every week, but hopefully every couple of weeks at the minimum, we'll kind of give you a recap of the funniest moments. So if you haven't watched it yet, a great recap of the most insane moments from this show. That was just a week, by the way. Check it out. Gator did a masterful job putting that together. And Boomtown, I want to give him some love. He's been helping us with the timestamps for the show, so we know exactly where the best moments are to make it easier for Gator and I to figure out what we want to include in these recap videos.
Hell yeah. And the star of all those, you know, funny tidbits is on the phone right now. He's just called me. So everybody say hi to Bobby. Yo, Bobby, what's up, buddy?
Guys, Jake, I'm waiting in the back stage, so I can't wait to get on. Okay.
Jake, say hi to Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
We surprised you.
We surprised you, Jake. We got you, buddy. Caught you.
Bobby, is it true you're actually backstage?
Oh, you put me on stage now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know I can't wear my freaking hat. It's hot, my balls will sweat. Oh, look, I have a fan. I'm Bobby. I think that Charles video was awesome yesterday, wasn't it? Mr.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
I want everyone to know that when I was on ESPN New York yesterday, Bobby called in and he shared that he went to Applebee's with his daughter for Father's Day and he had chicken and rice. And I'm like, Bobby, come on, you got to get the sampler, got to get some wings. And Bobby's like, nope.
I stood my ground. I wanted chicken and rice.
I get it.
Corn.
and corn.
You should get a steak next from Applebee's.
I don't like steak. I'd rather have a hamburger.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. I'm not a steak fan. I don't like steak.
You gotta let Bonesy cook something on the grill. Get you a nice little ribeye. I
Yeah,
can
I
work
would
something
go
up.
to your house. Yeah, meet your wife, Mrs. Bonesy, and kids.
I would trust you more than Chuck Schumer. You see his grill yesterday on that photo he posted?
Chuck Schumer, who's
raw
Chuck Schumer?
burger meat.
I
Terrible.
saw that. That was
Chuck Schumer.
Yo. So Jake, I wanted to say a little. Let's talk a little Jets after this amazing Charles Gorman video. But watching him Cobb talk about when he saw Rodgers crying and it was like a real cry. That shit hit me, man. That we all felt like that in the moment. And even when you go back to when they showed when Rodgers said to Garrett and he was like, "I'm sorry, kiddo." Like that shit hurt me with tears. And then just hearing how Cobb was crying and how Rodgers was really crying real tears, it just shows that he's all in. We haven't gotten to really talk about Rodgers' play because it's been a year removed from what we saw with Green Bay in his last year there. So we kind of forgot how good this man is, and you see all the bullshit going on last week. And all I could say is all this bulletin board material is just Rodgers' favorite thing to do is prove people wrong, and he's coming with a vengeance. And even this bullshit like last week. This is going to be more shit to piss him off. Rodgers is just such a skilled quarterback. Even when Mosley came on your show and told us what he was doing with the scout team, it's like when you hear that type of shit, how do you not get fucking hyped?
Let's go, Bonesy. Let's go.
I'm so hyped about it.
Are you coming Thursday? Is the wife letting you come?
My plan is to come Thursday. I'm working. I got to work Friday too, so I'm gonna have to be up early. I'm like 90% in. Wifey's saying yes now, and everything.
Wifey say yes.
Well, I'm a whipped man, so I admit that.
No, I think it was from last night. Oh no, isn't you got?
Hey, last thing I want to say,
Oh, come on. This soundboard is killing me.
So did Jake the other day too on Saturday. He told me. Did he tell me? Well,
listen, what we talk about, I'm just kidding.
Well, this show is open.
Of course, I'm messing with you. But hey, I want to give one shout out. Yeah. I want to break some news too. This coming Friday on VR and Johnny's new 411 show.
Oh yeah.
I will be the guest appearance and be doing the entire show with them. So I just want to shout out them for the great invite, and I hope everybody comes along and can come chill with us.
I will be there for you.
I know, Bobby. We know you'll be there, and I love you for it. And everybody could come support. It's going to be their third show, and the show's on the rise. So shout out to my boys, and shout out to Neil. Happy birthday,
Michael,
baby.
come here.
Oh.
Want to see Michael?
Yeah.
Come here. Say hello to Michael. Say hello to Michael.
Hi, everybody.
Michael.
Let's go,
baby. Jets, right?
Yeah, let's go, Mikey.
Yes.
That's my brother Mikey, everybody.
Yeah.
Mikey.
You guys see this video after we finish talking to Jake, okay? I got to show them the Charles video from last night.
I love it. I can't wait for him to see it.
Yeah,
This is incredible.
He's going to die laughing. Yeah, you know Charles, the chicken soup guy.
Oh, yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny.
King guy, Laura King.
King Laura. King Lowski,
Yeah,
Michael.
Lowski.
Not Laura.
You know what? Here's what needs to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael, watch your screen.
There's been a lot of you out there asking about who he be. Well, he's about to let you know.
He's Charles. This rap is so hot, you'll play it on a loop. You'll never get the recipe for chicken noodle soup. Super a spider or even a bat. Got nothing on me or Bobby with his hat. Lady's gotta be a 10 if I'm gonna date her. Shout out to my homie, his name is Gator. I'm Charles.
Jake's show? Got nothing on this guy and his flow.
He's Charles. These bars be so hot, I'll get invited on Fountain. You know who won't? That hater, Alan. My comic book and movie takes are so hot and wild. Since my last verse, Johnny had another child. My YouTube is blowing up and I'm becoming a star. Like takes are fresh like the clothes on VR. I'm Charles.
Jets, Yankees, comics, hip-hop. Nobody compares when it comes to him. He's Charles.
I see everyone on Jake's show trying to prop bars. I'm the only one jumping over cars. Blowski calls the show and he's always really loud. Shout out to Nick, you know he'd be proud. I don't like Zach or his family, they're Mormon. First name Charles, last name Gorman. I'm Charles, motherfucker.
You just witnessed the debut of a proud New York Jet fan and a Jake Asman production. Brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I'm Charles.
Yeah, let's go, Charles Eugene M. Gorman III. Yeah. Electric. Love it. Had to play it twice. All right, folks, it is official. William Sprague is getting himself a custom membership drop video. A Sprague spree. That's what we're calling it, Gator. A William Sprague spree. 10 more memberships, and then another 10 more memberships. That is right there. $100 more spent for the Asmaniacs, baby. Let's go. 20 names will be read right now, starting with Braden James, Carlos Reyes, Jay, Lawrence Hobson, David Dalrymple, Elbow Fat, Jets Runny, Austin Harris, Nicholas Gonzalez, Lyris. You're all channel members. How about another 10 channel members? Braden James. Oh, I already said that. It's the same names. Here's the new 10. H-Town Texans. How about that? A Texan fan still watching us. Love that. Joy Maguera, Jose Wells, Mayo Sung, J.A., Adrian the Chosen One, Reed Beagle, 081, Tenzin, XR Goose One. You are all channel members. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a Sprague spree from our guy, William Sprague. 50 channel members in this one show alone. Good Vibes says, another great show by the legend Jake. Hit the like button. Good Vibes. Appreciate your good vibes. He is right. Hit the like button. Appreciate that. Roger, every time I'm in the chat when you mention Rodgers, I look up at the TV thinking you're talking about me. Well, you're going to be confused a lot considering the Jet quarterback is one of the greatest of all time. Oh, man. What a show. What a show. We're not done just yet. Addison says, the spray gun and D's nuts. Oh, that's another good one, too. It's a spray spree. It is a spray gun. What's better? What should we call it? Man. Who else is making it rain today? Make it Sprague. Wild. You just got spragued? Unreal. Someone wants to know, how tall is Charles? I don't know. But after that video, he's 10 foot tall in my eyes. Sprague spree. It seems like spree is the favorite here. That's what I thought. Usually pretty good with the alliteration. Sprague spree. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Big Patreon shout out to the most recent Patreon member who signed up during our show. Jay Enrel just became a Patreon member. Jay, if you want all the info on the Long Island meetup for Thursday, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show, plus all the other perks you get with your membership. Comments, questions, super chats. I got some great news. Jets Johnny has been working on several tracks that we're going to be debuting throughout this week. So we got more music on the way for the upcoming Asmaniac album because it is going to be nuts. Mike D's nuts paying respect to William. Shadowround writes in, what happens when you give more memberships than there are viewers? This needs to be a test for science. I actually don't know. Now, I think it taps into people that aren't watching because I got a membership for Nick Shine's channel and I was watching earlier, but then I had to leave, so I was not watching anymore. And I got a membership and I got the email. I became a member. So I didn't even know. So I don't know exactly how it works. Snowball says, bring on the season. Amen. Bring on training camp, right? I'm ready to talk about things on the field again. We got nothing this week. We got a little taste of it the last 3 weeks with OTAs. Tyler writes in, I believe it goes randomly to subscribers. Tyler would know. He's a YouTube connoisseur. Funky Fresh says, hit us with some trickle-down Sprague economics. Rodgers says, almost 300 viewers, only 72 likes. Spike the like button. Love it. Like it. Open phone lines for anyone who wants to get in. Last chance to get in. We have the Buffalo Jet fan joining us on a rare Monday appearance at 5 p.m. because I'm doing an ESPN radio show Wednesday at 7 o'clock this week. I'm on the radio Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week. Tonight on Mad Dog from 10 p to 1A, 7 p.m. to 10 on ESPN nationally. If you're in New York, 10:50 a.m., you could hear it, or just download the ESPN New York app and hit 10:50 a.m. Or your local affiliate. And then Friday, I'm doing a show on Mad Dog from 7 to 10. So I got 3 radio shifts scheduled already this week. More to come. Clap City says, Jets still make the Super Bowl as Rodgers goes down. Knock on wood. I mean, yeah, if he takes a sack, I still think the season is not over. If he's lost for the season, they're screwed. We saw this. Now, they're not as screwed if he misses 3 games because they have a legitimate backup. But no team is surviving if their starting quarterback, especially one as great as Aaron Rodgers, is done for the entire year. Jesus Jerry, Jake, besides parts unknown, do you purchase from Fanatics or NFL Shop? Fanatics, man. That's where this hat is. But Fanatics and the NFL Shop are the same thing. Fanatics provides the merch for the NFL Shop. Addison says, thanks for taking my call yesterday. Addison called into my ESPN New York show yesterday to talk about the Jets during the second inning of the Dodgers versus Royals game from Dodger Stadium. But I gave Addison a big shout out. I'm like, this is why Jet fans are the best. Love it. Thank you, Addison. You're the man. Last chance to get in here. Open phone lines. If you're tuning in late, today is a special day. It is Neil's birthday, folks. Happy birthday to the Italian stallion himself. Comments, questions, super chats will, in fact, cut the line. Appreciate everyone tuning in. So I understand maybe some people were away last week. Maybe some people missed out on some of the things that happened on the show. We posted a full recap video. If you're tuning in late on the channel, Gator produced it. It is tremendous. So check that out if you have not. Best of the Jake Asman show from last week. Axios with a $10 super chat. Let's go. Still confused as to why nobody's talking about O-line coach Carter. If you watch the whole Bussin with the episode, you'll hear Taylor say he wanted to fight the coach. That's Carter. Yeah, and I probably plan on doing something separate on Keith Carter at some point here because Saleh made some comments about him, how he thinks he's taken some of the criticism to heart and has changed some of his philosophy. And Keith Carter acknowledged that there were some things he wants to do better. I mean, the thing that Keith Carter has going for him this year is you're not really asking him to coach up any young players that are starting. Now, obviously, Olu is there, but Olu gets to learn from Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses. You're not worried about that. And Tyron Smith is like the ultimate technician. You're not really coaching him up. He's a Hall of Fame player. Morgan Moses, you're not coaching him up. AVT's already very good. Tippmann's on his way. Like, I understand the concerns with Keith Carter, but at the end of the day, talent wins out. And what can we do? Like, they didn't fire him. It is what it is. I think they could win with Keith Carter if Aaron Rodgers, most importantly, is out there. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is one of the all-time greats. He got the membership parade started early with a big-time $10 membership. It's our guy, Dre, who joins us. What's up, Dre?
What's going on, my guy? How's the audio? He's in the headphones.
Dre, do me a favor. Take off those headphones because you still sound like you're underwater.
Okay. Let's just. Oh,
How's it now?
Oh my God, much better. We hear you.
Much better. My apologies. Listen, I don't really have a take because at this point we'd be beating a dead horse. I'm done listening to the naysayers, which includes my father. Unfortunately, my father is not a Rodgers fan, but he said he doesn't like his politics, and he's like, I'm like, who cares? Politics doesn't throw the football, so I'm gonna buy my father a Rodgers jersey, but I'm gonna wait till after he takes us to the Super Bowl so that my father can learn how to appreciate him properly.
Look,
Other
it's
than
fair.
that, shout out to Neil for his birthday. Happy birthday, my brother. Can't wait to see everybody Thursday. Shout out to Bonesy. I might try and run out there and check on him, see how he's doing at work. But yeah, I've got a surprise coming to the event on Thursday. Can't wait to see everybody there.
Dre, can't wait, my man. Have a good week. All right.
Take care.
Dre checking in. I feel bad having to break the news to Dre that his new headphones still made him sound underwater. But it's true. I'm just being honest. We love you, Dre. Big fella says, did you see the leaked Madden ratings for Jets players this season? I think I saw the Jets were an 84 in Madden, but I haven't seen specific players. No, I haven't paid attention. John writes in, Cobb's a good guy. Unfortunately, he brought nothing to the playing field last year. He wasn't supposed to play. He was supposed to be wide receiver 6. That's what people forget. Cobb was never supposed to have as big of a role as he had. If you remember, Corey Davis retired. McCall Hardman was terrible, and they traded him. All of a sudden, Cobb's playing. Lazard was awful. That was the problem. Cobb was signed to be wide receiver 6 and help the Jets' young receivers learn the offense because he knows it. That was it. And Cobb talked about that on the interview with the Bussin with the boys. He said the Jets told him they didn't even think he was going to make the team. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is O-Rocks Games. What's up, O-Rocks?
How's it going, Jake? How's it going, man?
What's up, man?
I had to rewind a little bit just so I could get into the hold on, let me turn off the other YouTube. I was getting a little bit of an echo. So yeah, I got you on my TV right now. So you're a TV show, not just a podcast right now.
I love it.
But yeah, I had to rewind the show just so I could get on topic here. Listen to some of the comments from Randall Cobb. I believe him. I believe him that he could have played in that last week wild card game if we would have made it. Seven games we won last year with a great defense and a horrible offense. So I do believe
wrong for the bedroom TV.
I had to turn you off right there so you couldn't get the echo. So yeah, I believe we could have really made a push, though. Maybe one playoff win. Who would we have played? Miami. They were in shambles during the playoffs. So who else? The Ravens. I doubt we could have beat them, but you know they were playing really great up until they ran into the Chiefs. You know, but that's just life. You know, we don't make it sometimes.
Look, no one should be like praising 7 wins, but when you add the context of just how bad one side of the ball was, like historically bad, and like you see how good this defense is, and they seemingly have fixed the offensive issues, like there's no reason to not be excited about this team. They're you know, I had Rich Cimini on my ESPN show yesterday, and he tends to be more cynical or negative, and even he acknowledged to me like this is probably the most talented team they've had since the 2010 Rex Ryan team.
Cimini's great on mic. It's just those tweets.
He's very snarky. He can be a little snarky on Twitter. Rich is very good at breaking down the team and like, you know, I think giving a very like fair take on things when he's like on the air. He could rub some people the wrong way with some of his snarky tweets. I get that, but I think I can tell you that Rich is a really good guy, very nice guy.
I don't doubt it. The only one I don't really like is Mike Francesa. Like,
yeah, well,
Mike,
he's not a beat reporter. You know, Mike's a talk show host.
Exactly, Mike. I don't know. It's just something about the anger that comes across when he's on TV. I'm like, I'm not feeling this attitude. Like, can you at least, you know, spruce it up a bit? You know, put a smile on your face, Mike. But I know he's a part of a different network, so I'm gonna keep Mike off the radar now. So ESPN though, how you doing up there though, man? I rarely get to listen to the radio anymore because I'm not in the car as much.
It's going well, man. I'm excited to get a bunch of shifts this summer, either locally here in New York or some of the national stuff I've been doing with ESPN. And Sirius has been great to me, man. Like Mad Dog keeps giving me shifts, so I'm excited.
Where are you from in New York originally? Long Island?
Long Island, where our meetup is on Thursday, baby. Can't wait.
That's great. My sister currently lives on Long Island. I'm still in Jersey here. Originally from Elizabeth, moved up to Hackensack, and then now I'm in East Orange. So I'm all over the place in Jersey. But
if you can make it Thursday, Orox, you are invited, my man.
Hey, if I could, I would. I'm getting ready for an interview on I got an interview prep on Tuesday and then the interview on Wednesday. I'm trying to, learn all this stuff that they want me to learn, AutoCAD, PLC programming, all of that crap. I'm going to try to get at least enough in to, make it seem like I know what I'm doing for the interview.
Rox, we wish you the best, my man. Go get him. You got this. J-Quest, so you're free Thursday. That's how I interpreted it. That's funny. Dave writes in, Cobb was a joke for the price he signed for. Dave, I think you're thinking of Lazard because Randall Cobb signed for 1 year, $3 million last year. He was not a joke for the price he signed for. Randall Cobb was not supposed to play as much as he had to last year. Once again, Corey Davis retired in August. Mecole Hardman got traded. Alan Lazard sucked. No one went into the year going, Cobb is the Jets' third receiver. That did not happen. No one thought that was coming. Couple calls left here. Ladies and gentlemen, the big fella is up next. What's up, big fella?
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. Looking forward to the season. I found these Madden ratings, and I'm looking at it, and Sauce is a 96 overall, and Aaron Rodgers is a 83.
Well, I'm excited for those to be adjusted in season when he starts playing well.
Absolutely. We're not getting respect, bro. Typical Jets.
Hey, look, if that motivates Aaron Rodgers' his Madden rating, I'm fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's Garrett Wilson? Do you have that?
Yeah, let me look. Hold on. Garrett Wilson is a 85.
He'll be in the 90s by the end of the year.
Yeah. Tyron Smith is a 95. Q is a 94. Mosley's an 88. They have Tyrod as a 67.
That's kind of what's Daniel Jones then?
I don't know. I don't know.
It better be lower. It better be lower than Tyrod because who was better last year?
That's what I'm saying. As for Francesa, he only showed the Jets love when Parcells was coaching because he's a Giant fan. That's it. I could never get into Francesa. Now Samini blocked me on Twitter a long time ago because I called him out for some shit. I was like, "You hate the Jets." And he blocked me. It was so funny.
Because you said you hate the Jets.
You hate the Jets and some other bullshit. But I was probably being toxic, whatever, man.
You probably called him like Dick Chimney or whatever Green Bean calls him.
Probably Dick Chimney, exactly. Yeah. The guy who I can't stand is Costello and Vacchiano. Those guys, Vacchiano, I can't stand. Holy shit.
Well, I mean, he's a crazy, like nut job with some of the things he has said about Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, he's just like, put him on another team for Christ's sake, man. We don't need him. It's like you bring everybody down when we read your shit. So I don't know. But looking forward to this season. Like I said, going to Nashville for the Jet game. Hopefully I get to see Lowski there. That would be sick. Big fella and Lowski coming together, brother.
Look, nothing would make me happier than you and King Lowski watching the Jets in Nashville together. And then after the game, a victorious post-game phone call with the two of you on the screen.
That dude's amazing. I got all props for the king, man. Looking forward to the Patriot game, seeing all you guys, and then the Halloween game with Bobby. You guys, it's gonna be amazing, man. And check out Bobby's show after this.
Right when I sign off, Bobby's live.
That's right. That's right.
I love it. Are you coming Thursday, by the way, big fella?
Nah, I can't make it, bro. It's kind of far for me.
Yeah,
But,
all good, man. All good.
But I will be there in Manhattan. You know, you have one in Jersey. We'll do that. You know, you could do a show from my pool, bro. that'd be dope. But anyway, have a good day, man. I'll look forward to catching your show later on in the day, man.
You got it, big fella. Appreciate you. Great call from the big fella. Let's keep it rolling. Let's go to Gary, who's up next. Hello, Gary.
What's going on, Jake? Hey, quick question. When you started a YouTube channel,
yeah,
did you ever think that you'd start a community where like people go to games together, like people are friends, like you've created like a real life family of Jet fans? Did you ever imagine like that what you were gonna do?
Not even close. This all started because I posted clips from my then national show on SB Nation Radio, and anytime I posted stuff about the Jets because they were terrible in 2020, and I was just dumping on Gase every day, and I would post rants, it would get more views than like my take that day on like whatever was going on in the NBA or other football stuff, and I'm like, huh. And then I saw there were a bunch of other like Jet YouTubers, and I'm like, this is cool. Like, I got time. My show at that point in time was 8 to 10 Central Time in the morning. I'd get done with work and I'd have all day. I'm like, well, let me try and do something here. And then as it started to grow, I'm like, well, this could be like a side hustle for me. Make some extra money on the side, have some fun talking Jets. Because then I got moved to local radio, and we're doing Texans every day. And I'm not talking about the Jets in Houston radio. So it just started off as like a little thing on the side and became a full-time job, which is amazing.
And now it's a family.
Yeah. No, I mean, the community is amazing. I mean, like that's one of the things I think that my channel did before a lot of the other channels started. Like when I first started, I don't really remember too many people that were doing like live streams. It was more like pre-recorded, posted videos. Mm-hmm. And I think because this is basically like a radio show on screen, you build a community that way. And you have the live chat, which basically is the radio equivalent of like a tweet or a text line you could read, but everyone could see it in real time, which is different than like Twitter. And then you also have like the caller components. You put like a face to the name or a face to the voice. You don't have that on radio. So it kind of all came together, and here we are 3 years later.
Yeah, I don't think people would hate me as much if they could just hear my voice and they didn't see my annoying face. I don't think they'd hate me as much. So it's good. It works for everyone. But like two things. First, you're way too soft on Bobby. If I would have called up, I like Applebee's. I'm a big Applebee's guy. Like of those kind of restaurants, it's my favorite by far. There's good food. The prime rib dipper is excellent. The sweet and spicy chicken sandwich is excellent. And this is what no one knows about. Fish and chips from Applebee's, excellent. If I would have called up and said I got chicken and rice,
yes,
Bobby, order whatever you want to order from Applebee's. It's your life. I don't feel like I would have gotten a pass from you. I would have gotten ripped by you if I said I ordered chicken and rice from Applebee's. I think you're a little soft on Bobby.
I don't think I was soft on him. I mean, I said to him on the phone, I wouldn't have done that. I said that I would have gotten the sampler, and then I told the story about the freshman 45 from the half price apps after 10. I mean, I don't know. I'm just letting Bobby live, man. Bobby doesn't have like a history of god awful takes like you do, especially food takes.
That might have been his first.
You get the benefit of the doubt. There's just like we're giving Rodgers the benefit of the doubt for missing 2 minicamp practices in June because he's been at everything else for 2 years. I'm going to give Bobby the benefit of the doubt. I don't think you get the benefit of the doubt because your takes have been so bad.
Oh, that's what you said. You're not talking Jets on Houston radio. So, like, obviously, I'm in Fort Worth. Yesterday, I'm dropping Decker off at the children's ministry at church, right? And the guy always gives me a ribbon for being a Jets fan. Like, he thinks it's hysterical. Someone roots for the Jets. Like, what a pathetic franchise. And, he's a Cowboys fan, obviously. And
the Cowboy fan, like they're like Dolphin fans. They have won nothing. At least
nothing.
Like the Jets have been to 3 AFC championship games since the last time the Dallas Cowboys even appeared in an NFC championship game. I don't want to hear it. It's ridiculous.
I agree. Anyways, this guy always gives me a ribbon about the Jets, right? So he's given Decker, his sticker to go in the children's ministry class, right? And so he goes, Decker's here every week. Decker doesn't miss anything. She's here rain or shine. I know he's going somewhere with this, right? And so he goes, how do you feel about quarterbacks that are so arrogant that they don't even go to practice. I'm like, we're in their head, right? But you just said you wouldn't talk about the Jets, right? Like, you don't know who didn't go to practice for the Carolina Panthers. You don't know who didn't go to practice for the Washington Commanders. The Jets are in their head. Like, people know the Jets are going to be good, and they're getting all their ribs out now because in October and November, they're not going to have anything to say. Like, that kind of solidified to me that we're in their head. They know the Jets. They need to get their little Jet jokes out now because once the season starts, that's going to be over with.
Yeah, I mean, if healthy, they're one of the more talented teams in football. They better win now. Like we all agree the roster's ready. Now let's go, man. Because the only way we could get the last laugh is to win. Like, no one's going to give the Jets any credit until the games actually count.
And New England's terrible, so that just adds to the mix of good things, right? If the Cowboys can be terrible and the Patriots can be terrible and the Jets are good, that's a trifecta for me. That's what we need.
Well, the Cowboys are never actually terrible, though. That's the thing. They're always pretty good in the regular season, then they fail in the playoffs.
Which is actually more fun. Like, like where I live, people have like big cookouts for Cowboy playoff games, right? And then to watch them lose, like they did to the Packers, where we're 15 minutes in the game and you can see that they're becoming like unglued already. It's pretty good. Like, I don't know, missing the playoffs and being terrible would be good, but watching them like melt down in the playoffs every year, that's fantastic too.
Do you like gas station pizza or Applebee's better?
I like Applebee's better than gas station pizza. I like Applebee's. I think Applebee's is it's not bad. It's not bad. It's better than Chili's. It's better than like the competitors. I like Applebee's.
Chili's might beat Applebee's.
You think so?
It's close. I like both, but I'd have to taste test both.
And what was the other one that you guys used to have on Bennington's? Was that what it was called?
I haven't had Bennington's before.
Okay, that's not still around, is it?
I don't know. I haven't heard that in a while.
There was another one too.
Mike L wants to know, Gary, who do you love more, Brock Bowers or your wife?
My wife. I like my wife more
answer.
than Brock Bowers, although I do like me some Brock Bowers, and I do like me some Jameis Winston, but I love my wife more.
Bonesy wants me to confirm that you are attending our Long Island meetup on Thursday.
I will be there. I am leaving Tuesday morning. I'm going to the Met game today. The wife got me Met tickets for Father's Day. They're playing at Texas today. And then Tuesday morning.
The Mets are playing the Rangers today? I didn't know that.
Yeah. They're going for 6 in a row.
They've been red hot. All of a sudden, they're only, 2 games out of the wild card? I told you.
There's still 4 games under 500, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great job on the radio yesterday, Jake. Really, really good job on the New York, ESPN New York. Great job.
Thank you, Gary. You had a good call. So I will say you're a much better sports radio caller than you are whatever this is on YouTube.
I'll take it. I appreciate that.
I'll see you Thursday, man. I'm excited
Yes,
to meet
sir.
you.
Well,
Press the wrong button, although I do love you, Bobby. What I meant to do was this.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac.
What a call. That was actually a very good call by Gary. Let's go Mets for Gary. Love that. Matthew says, not a Cowboys fan, but they've won nothing. I was referring to the fact they haven't won anything in a long time. Like, their last Super Bowl was in the 90s. The Jets have been to 3 championship games since the last time the Cowboys made an NFC championship game. Yet Cowboys fans talk so much smack. That's what I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, couple more calls. Joining us right now is, I would say this guy's probably had some Applebee's in his lifetime. Chiefs fan joins us. Hello, Chiefs fan.
Yo, what up? Applebee's is really good, especially when you're tired after like hanging out all night. But like my friends did talk me into getting a drink since I had to ride home, so I did have the Long Island iced tea, and I gotta say it's better than the Red Lobster one.
Nice. So you did get a little blitz over the weekend.
Yeah, my friend's like, hey, My friend's like, hey, just buy me this $7 appetizer and I'll give you a ride home. I'm like, okay.
All right.
But I'm like, it's an off day due to 110 heat index. I'm surprised. Like, mowing yards up north, we would mow on like 110 heat index. But down here, they just care more about their workers than up north. Because up north, you can get away with so much. It's Chicago. Down here, you can't, since it's more royal and more respectful and less corrupt. So yeah, and then I was watching the Cobb interview earlier, and I'm like, man, if Rodgers did come back, could you imagine as a 7th seed going to the Super Bowl?
Could I imagine it? No. But would I like to believe in that? I sign me up.
But one of my friends told me to bring up something on the show. Like, I'm probably gonna get some heads twisted for this, but like, I've tried Chicago pizza, I've tried St. Louis pizza, I tried Detroit, and I tried New York. New York's my second favorite because the reason why New York's my second favorite is they know how to do a really good thin crust, and I'm a big thin crust guy.
So what's your number one?
Thin crust, St. Louis style, but New York is always
St.
gonna
Louis pizza can't be better than New York pizza. Come on.
No, I grew up on thin crust because of when I was a kid. That's all we could afford. But like New York will always be in my top 2 because when I went to a Yankees game and I went after,
it should be number 1.
I know. When I went to a Yankees game and I went after, I forgot the restaurant we went to, but the pie was like this fucking big. And being a kid, I had a giant. Being a kid, like I was like 200 pounds as a 15-year-old. I had Jake, look up. I had a half a pie to myself this big. That's
really?
Probably what. That's how. Yeah, I was really fat back then. Like by age 16, I was 350 pounds. I wasn't taking care of myself. But when my niece was born, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna lose this weight.
Let's go.
I need to be around for her.
Have you thought about potentially having a training session with another one of our Asmaniac callers, Scott?
I mean, wouldn't mind that. Like, I'm not getting much done around here. I used to have a Y membership until they wanted 150 for.
Scott will put you what he likes to call a spiritual workout.
Yeah. But I'm like, the reason why New York is always going to be my close favorite is because y'all know how you don't need to put sauce in New York pizzas. You don't need to put sauce on the bottom. You just put it on top of all that toppings and it just comes out amazing. And my friend told me if I ever go to New York, get the pizza with the sauce on top. Don't get it the regular way. Because you're getting the best. You're getting that sauce sinking into the pepperoni, cheese, mushrooms, whatever top you're getting.
Right.
And then those the main reason why I get called blasphemous when I lived up in Chicago. Like, oh, you like New York better? I'm like, yeah, they have better pizza ovens. They've been making pizzas better than Chicago for years. And the deep dish is a lasagna. I used to get yelled at for saying that. Chicago deep dish is a lasagna. New York deep dish, I had that once. I'm like, oh, so this is what heartburn feels like. It feels good.
Chiefs fan, some are saying that your shirt is on backwards. Is that true?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's just one of my old work shirts.
False
I
alarm.
have a bunch of old work shirts from my high school days. Like I have a bunch of old like beat up shirts, and that's what I wear at work. Like there's no reason why to like if they're not gonna give you a company outfit, you might as well just wear old shirts.
So do they compensate you for days where you're not working because of the heat? Like that's not your fault.
Boss said 6-hour pay compared to the 10.
So you're getting something to not work.
Yeah. I told him I'd go out there and mow in 120-degree weather like I did up north.
We got to get you a bucket hat. You strike me as a bucket hat guy.
I mean, might as well. Also, like in that Cobb interview, like I'm gonna go back to that. Like we talked about pizza so much, the way Cobb broke down, like you knew it was over. And that's the first time me hearing the interview. But I'm like, all I gotta say is this: Colin Cowherd, it's over for you. I'm not a Jets fan, but the Jets are this. I'm not a Jets fan, but my top 3 teams to win the Super Bowl is my Chiefs first, the Jets second, and the Lions. But the reason why I say the Jets second is because I want nothing but a bunch of drunk people to call in and you guys a party.
Chiefs fan, from your lips to God's ears. We'll talk to you soon. Enjoy the off day.
You too.
The great Chiefs fan checking in. Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. But I disagree with him. St. Louis pizza cannot be better than New York pizza. Come on. Top Cat says Bleecker Street Pizza in the Village. Phenomenal. Also, John's on Bleecker Street. That's probably pound for pound my favorite. But my favorite, just like you want to slice. Joe's Pizza still to me is the best. But I mean, it's all good, man. Believe me, I lived in Texas for 6 years. The worst pizza place in New York City is better than anything you're going to find in Texas. Jimbo says, not a Jets fan, proceeds to be a regular on the Jake Asman show, #1 Jets show on YouTube. Today must be opposite day. Jimbo, are you new here? I think my favorite thing that Chiefs fan says is he always clarifies that he's not a Jets fan when his username is literally Chiefs fan. Like, we know you're not a Jets fan. I love it. All right, one last call, and then we'll wrap. We're back at 5 p.m. Eastern time with the Buffalo Jet fan. Tommy, close us out. What's up, Tommy?
Jake, my brother, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Tommy, what's going on?
What's going on? Little trick. If you ever get chicken parm with garlic bread, that's amazing. Like anywhere in New York or Jersey, try chicken parm on garlic bread. Get the garlic bread a little bit extra toasty so it's not all mushy. That's banging. Then Chiefs fan. You ever hear of Elios? That's pretty good too. You fry, you get some Elios in the oven. But I'm just playing, guys. That was an amazing video by Gator and Charles Norman. I just watched that. They only worked me for a couple hours today. I got to watch that. That was awesome. Gator, good, big shout out. Charles Gorman, big shout out. Ain't not much going on today, man. I just wanted to say I don't want to keep you too much longer. I listened to like half the day of you on yesterday. You did a great job talking about, I don't know. Are you able to call in when you guys do your Sunday show on ESPN Radio?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I did. Well, I had 2 shows. Yes, I did a national show. We didn't do a ton of calls on that, and then the local show I did calls for most of the 3 hours.
All right, because I had the app downloaded. I didn't listen the whole way through. I had, certain things I had to take care of. I was with my daughter and my son yesterday for Father's Day. Happy ex-fathers, Father's Day for all the fathers out there, man, guys. The bottom line is today is I got to rewind. I only watched about a half hour of the show, so I got to rewind. I saw Randall Cobb talking to his younger players. I heard some talk about pizza, Chicago, New York. Definitely New York is better, and the Jets ain't gonna. I don't think they're losing many games this year. The bottom line. I don't know what the topic was, but I'm out here like in the park with looking at ducks and squirrels and all that shit. The bottom line is the Jets are not losing many games this year. Hey, amigo, you think the Jets are gonna lose any games this year? J-E-T-S, Jets, baby. I'm in Harrison, New Jersey right now, stopping at my bank. Getting a little bit of cash out. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to buy some liquid fluid. I got to buy some Copper Johns. My gray hairs are turning all gray, and I need to get two house Huga House hats instead of these bucket hats. But Jay, keep doing you, brother. Jets. I can't wait to see you later, baby. Let's go, Jets. Jets.
Tommy, thank you very much. What a way to end it. I mean, there you go. Hit the like button if you like that call. Tommy yelling at randos in Jersey. Amazing. Fun show. Hit the like button. If you didn't watch the whole thing, go back and watch the rest. Shout out once again to Nick Shine and Charles Gorman for putting together maybe one of the songs of summer. That's what people are already saying. Go watch the recap video from last week that we put out on the channel. Thanks again to everyone for their support. I'm on Mad Dog tonight. Call the show. I need callers. If you're up late, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., looking forward to chopping it up, talking sports with you there. Buffalo Jet fan at 5 p.m. Eastern. Until then, I say so long and go Jets.
Stop. What's up, Jake? You're embarrassing yourself.
Oh, shit.
Stop.
Let me ask you something, Asman. What do you think of Zach Wilson?
He stinks.
Thank God he's done. He never scores no fucking touchdown.
He stinks.
The second pick for number 2 destroyed the Jets' cause.
He stinks.
As maniacs kick so much ass, but some of them, they kill the vibe and make the show a freaking mess. So Jake reminds them.
He stinks.
When Allen calls, he speaks the hate. That cartoon douche, he trashed the Jets. Let Bobby know, cause he's the man who will remind him.
He stinks.
Another call comes from the car. Distorted voice and no Wi-Fi. That's JJ with crap ass phone. Just cut him off. Call. He stinks. Is that gas station pizza? Come on, Gary. He stinks. Chicken don't go with pasta. Let's get out of here, Jake. The guy is terrible. Enough.